one more short story. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of One More Short Story with me, Chris Fulwell. Thank you for joining us. Once again, we're going to be diving into some of the stories from the world of writing battle. 2 stories this time, short and sweet, but that's okay. We don't mind short and sweet, not when they're this good. Without giving the game away, stories where somebody is not who they may appear to be. Very, very different in style, both 500 words long from the spring microfiction in 2025. Now, we're going to kick things off with Split Ends by David Rowe. This was back in the small town secrets genre, and the other 2 prompts were Barbershop and Champion. Now, it's read by Maverick Jones, and I definitely don't want to give too much away on this, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But let's just say it's about a barber who maybe is more than she appears to be. So, this is Split Ends by David Rowe, read by Maverick Jones.
The man darkening my doorstep carries a noxious aura, malice dripping cleanly from his unburdened soul. "You must be the new barber," he says. His eyes sweep my body with a mixture of contempt and desire. "And you must be Paul Cresser," I say, gesturing to the chair. Paul ambles over, his ponderous bulk landing heavily on his right side. He has the look of an athlete gone to seed, though unmistakable power still lurks beneath his extra pounds. "So, what do you normally get?" I ask, fastening the cape around his neck. Paul shrugs. "Frank always fixed me up right. Damn shame what happened to him." Frank. The name summons a savory taste on my tongue. He'd been a buffet of secrets, a meal fit for a queen. I'd gorged on the terrible truths that had punctuated his screams. "Tragic," I say, as I meet Paul's gaze in the mirror. I know how prominently Paul featured in some of Frank's darker secrets. This town may be small, but it offers a rich menu. I start cutting once it's clear no further instruction is forthcoming. "So, tell me about yourself, Paul." "Not much to tell. I work construction." "Married?" "Yep." "Getting all gussied up for the wife?" I ask. "Date night tonight?" Paul chuckles. "Something like that." The acrid scent of a lie permeates the air, overpowering the barbicide. How nice. Paul's scarred knuckles emerge from beneath the cape, wiping a clump of hair from his cheek. I catch a glimpse of silver before his hand disappears back under the nylon. "Nice ring." Paul grunts. "I was state champion. Might have gone pro till I tore up my knee." I'm so close that his feelings melt on my tongue. I lick my lips, trying to place it. It's not regret nor melancholy. It's rage. Tastes like iron. "Sorry to hear that." After a few more snips and some gel, I'm finished. Paul takes a moment to admire himself in the mirror. "Not bad for a chick." He flashes nicotine-stained teeth. "Just kidding." I return his smile and take his cash. Until next time. As soon as Paul leaves, I flip the sign to closed. I pull a lump of clay from the drawer and begin molding it into the shape of a man. I give the figure thick arms and a heavy paunch, and place a tinfoil ring around its fat finger. Upon its head, I arrange the fresh hair clippings from the floor. I knock again. At last, a woman cracks open the door. There are shadows in her eyes, a dark reflection of the man I'd seen earlier. "Good evening, Mrs. Cresser," I say. She hugs herself tightly. "Do you have it?" I hand her the doll. As promised. She reaches for it with a trembling hand. "Thank you. How can I repay you?" I smile. "Just let me watch." She swings open the door and steps aside. I'm still sated by Frank, but sometimes a girl needs dessert.
Ooh, blimey. Well, that's my nightmare sorted for the next couple of weeks. I mean, don't get me wrong, that guy clearly had it coming. But yeah, what a story. I think there's a non-zero chance that either the writer or narrator of that story have actually killed people before. I should stress that is just a joke. I don't want to create problems for our legal team. Our legal team is me. But yeah, great story. Really, really strong stuff. Now, David got himself to the sensational 64 in the final showdown for that one back in the spring. I think it should have gone further, personally, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy doing a podcast. Now, we're going to move on, something lighter. I think we all need that. And it's going to be Pride Comes Before the Fish by Christina Kershaw. Again, back in the spring. This was in the House Pet Adventures genre. Her other prompts were Diplomat and Subway, and she's been gracious enough to let me read it. I do enjoy reading a story now and again, not just to myself, as much fun as that is, but I do enjoy it, and I hope I can do it justice. So, this is Pride Comes Before the Fish by Christina Kershaw, read by me, Chris Fulwell. Sir Alfred Whittington II was the toughest gangster around. He ran his territories with an iron claw, once leaving a foe scarred and half-blind. He prowled through his tunnel, pausing to sharpen his claws on a threadbare seat next to the platform, before crossing the train line and entering mouse control. Keeping track of their supply was Sable's domain. Sable was a powerful hunter and protective of their vermin stock. Usually. "You're eating it!" Alfred hissed. He leapt on Sable, biting his neck and ripping out a chunk of fur. "Get off me!" Sable yowled. "My owner's left. I'm starving." On reflection, he did look scrawnier than when he'd first arrived, but Alfred never showed weakness. "Starving will be the least of your problems if I catch you again." An unfamiliar scent caught his attention. "Stay here," he said. He followed the scent, rubbing his cheek on the walls as he went. This didn't deter the intruders, and their scent grew stronger. Alfred dropped onto his haunches and slunk towards it, quieter than those rodents Sable was so fond of. Into view tiptoed a dishevelled gutter cat, body low and ears pulled back. "My name is Timothy. My group and I are returning from a trip to Salmon River. Please allow us through. It'll take half the time to return home." Sir Alfred Whittington II has no interest in charity cases. Turn around now and count yourself lucky you're still in one piece. Timothy lowered his head. "Please, we can pay you with some of our haul." You'll leave it all as payment for trespassing. The gutter cat reared up. We thought you'd want this. A baby blue collar landed at Alfred's feet. Alfred growled, fur bristling. He pounced, sending Timothy hurtling backwards, landing mere steps away from the railway line. How? We saw you drop it outside, Alfred. Or should I say, Snugglebum. We know who you are. You're old Lady Richardson's pampered prince. You get cuddles and fresh tuna every night. One more word, and you'll be meeting the next train, Alfred said. Do it. My pack will still tell the world. Or let us through. You keep the collar, and we keep quiet. Go on then, quick, Alfred said. Leave some salmon. Timothy raised an eyebrow, his golden eyes as piercing as Alfred's claws. Alfred was loath to admit it, but this guy was good. Diplomacy had never been his strong suit, but this kitty had it nailed. Leave some salmon, please, Alfred said. You're most welcome, Timothy said, dropping 2 plump fish. With a final glare at the retreating pack, Alfred snatched up the salmon and traipsed back to Sable. I sent the trespassers packing, but I got these, Alfred said, dumping a salmon in front of Sable. Come on, eat up. Can't have you on mouse control if you've got no muscle. Oh, and help yourself to mice whenever you want. The place is crawling with them. If anyone complains, you send them to me. So, there we go. Sir Alfred Whittington, a.k.a. Snugglebum, gets a reality check. I did enjoy the house pet adventures, and I think Christina absolutely nailed the kind of sort of fluffy animals taking themselves seriously, but then, it's wonderful. Love it. Love it. She got herself to the sensational 64 with that story. I definitely think it should have gone further, possibly unbiased because I was allowed to read it. But hey, getting to the last 64 out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of writers is not to be sniffed at all. It's a great competition writing battle, but it does sometimes knock our egos as writers when we don't get maybe where we want to. But look, these fantastic stories come out of it. We get to read them. You get to listen to them. There are so many positives that come out of the writing process of writing battle. In my couple of years of doing it, just the volume of fantastic things that I've read is huge. I've learned a lot. I've picked up on things that I do as a writer that don't work very well and or do work very well in some people's eyes. And it's just fun, right? First and foremost, this is meant to be fun. And that's definitely what Christina gave us in Pride Comes Before the Fish, as did David in a very, very different way in Split Ends. Thank you for joining us for another episode of One More Short Story with me, Chris Fulwell. We'll see you next time.